where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun is free.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll with the Premium Series here with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series here this evening, as it is the NASCAR Cup Cars live here from the beautiful Talladega Super Speedway, and all these drivers are ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle, as Ty Dickinson coming in with that like on the stream, Justin Young coming in as well with that heart reaction, says lurking at the moment, but let's go Dickinson, lads. Yes, Sirski, let's go for all the Dickinsons out there on the speedway, as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Each and every one of these drivers ready to go to battle here this evening. 70 laps the distance, 70 laps of hard fighting and racing out there on the racetrack. It's going to be all about track position and when and where you can find your teammates out there on the speedway to kind of work together, get hooked up together, and work yourselves to the front of the field. As out in front, leading the way to the green flag, is the number 13 machine. It's Christian Delgado. To his outside in the 75, that is William McKellar, and down on the inside of row number 3, that is Victor Fluger, hopefully I'm saying that right. Victor Fluger in the 80 ride, starting there in third. To his outside in the 48 ride is the McNeil Media Machine of John McNeil, and then we see the Good Wrench number 3 back out there onto the speedway. It is the Dale Earnhardt Sr. Throwback Paint Scheme ride. That is Ira Cole, is there in position number 5. To his outside in the number 25, that is Brandon Ishkanian, hopefully I'm saying that right. Brandon Ishkanian, there in position number 6. Starting in the 7th position in the Liberty University, number 82, that is Christopher DeWald. To his outside, his teammate in the Liberty University, Liberty Flame 71 ride, that is Greg O'Berry. Starting in position number 9 in the E&D Farms, Papa Mike Promotions, Peacemaker Racing Team, Mama Bear, Brycey Bear, number 67 ride, that is Ty Dickinson, starting there in 9th. To his outside in the Heart Warrior, number 93, that is Zach Alake, who will round out our top 10 here this evening. He's going to pick up the torch, and he's going to take it from John Fowler here and support that John Fowler looking right out there on the racetrack. The 93 machine will start there in that 10th spot. Starting in 11th in the 47, another TWRS ride. That is the 47 of Isaac Mock, who is outside in the Anything EC, the Sparkle and Shine number 19. It's Sean Jensick. Starting in position at number 13 in the 13 ride. The other 13 out there on the racetrack, that is Brandon Honeycutt, who is outside in the E&D Farms Papa Mike Promotions Peacemaker Racing Team, the Sweet Tea Gang number 84. That is Bryce Dickinson. Starting in position number 15 in the 16 ride, that is Brandon Sanfilippo. And bringing up the rear of the field in the 20 machine is the Buck Crack Motorsports ride. That is the Breast Cancer Awareness machine. That is the 20 of Russell Martin Jr. 16 drivers ready to go to battle here from Talladega Super Speedway. As John Ross down and in the admin booth, he is going to be the man with the plan. He's going to make sure that everything runs smoothly here this evening and make the calls out there on the racetrack to make sure all these drivers keep themselves under control here tonight. They get ready to rock and roll. The lights are off, the official iRacing pace car, and we will get ready to go to battle for 70 laps of racing action here this evening. As Damian Sharp coming in with the like on the stream, Papa Mike, Michael Dickinson coming in with that heart reaction, Bryce Dickinson with the heart reaction and the share here on the broadcast, and Johnny Nolan coming in with that like on the stream as well, coming in showing the big love here in this one. As we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for our main feature event. 70 laps on the evening, ready to duke it out, ready to go to battle. Here this evening is Damian Sharp coming in with the exclamation mark followage over there on Facebook with the 665 days of being a follower, as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. Out in front, it's Christian Delgado, who leads us into quarter number one. These drivers going up and through the gears. They're pushing and shoving already, but they're getting hooked up and up to speed here this evening from Talladega. Quickly in the outside lane, putting the pedal to the metal here. They're getting hooked up in a quick hurry down the back straightaway. The 48 rider John McNeil kind of looking down low, was thinking about trying to jump to that inside lane. I think he's hoping McKellar kind of goes with him there down low to the bottom side of the speedway. As what's up, brother? What's up, Mr. Racing? Jason Fontaine Racing. Jason coming in as well with the heart reaction here on the broadcast. What's up, brother? Coming in showing the love here in this one as McKellar is going to lead the way down through the tri-oval and down across the line. The number 75, the Fallout New Vegas, the Roboco number 75 ride will lead lap number 1 here at Talladega, as John McNeil staying right there on his back bumper. Grego Berry there in position number 3. And you do see Christian Delgado finding a hole up on the high side. Will slide up and into position number 4 here on the speedway as Zach Lockett back there in 5th. Sean Jensick quickly making some moves, getting that number 19 ride up inside the top 6 here on the speedway. Already up 6 positions, and back there behind him, door to door for position number 8 on, or actually position number 7 on the speedway is the 47 ride, getting hooked up down low, getting a good shove here by Christopher DeWald, as DeWald pushing him down low on the bottom side of the speedway, almost inside the top 5, down across the line. You see Bryce Dickinson right there in the thick of things, is Mock up now inside the top 4, still getting shoved here by the Liberty University ride of Mr. Christopher DeWald, and they're going to go door to door. It's down low. Here comes John McNeil for the race lead. McNeil jumps down to the inside lane as they finally get that bottom rolling out there on the speedway. Drivers start to get lined up more 2 by 2 by 2 here throughout the field. It's out in front. McKellar, McNeil, 1 and 2 leading their respective lines here on the speedway is Isaac Mock and the 71 of Grego Berry going to make up that second row. Then we see the 82 of Christopher DeWald and Christian Delgado there in that 3rd row on the speedway. The 25 ride of Brandon Ishkian there in position number 7. Ishkian there in position 7 on the racetrack. Zach Lockett there to his outside. And we see Victor Pfluger there in position number 9. Sean Jensick rounding out our top 10. Brandon Sanfilippo, Bryce Dickinson, Ira Colas, Ty Dickinson, Brandon Honeycutt, Russell Martin Jr. rounding out our field this evening. is my boy, Jake Stefanski. What's good, Jakey? Jake coming in, dropping that like on the stream as well. How are you, Mr. Stefanski? Coming in, smashing the like on the stream here this evening is out in front of the field, continue to lead the way and starting to have that outside lane pull away here once again. A few cars starting to break out in front of that 2x2x2, maybe make it 5 cars here now as the 19 ride looking to clear the 48, but they're looking to leave the 75 of William McKellar. High and dry and out in front. Going to take that race lead away is Greg O'Berry. O'Berry near to the front of the field here. They're going to lead the 13 down on the bottom side. He went with them, but they quickly get lined back up here on the outside. Group contact. Oh, the racetrack goes the 48 right of John McNeil. More contact down the back straightaway. A lot of drivers tied up here. What could be possibly the big one here as the McNeil ride comes up the racetrack into the 84 of Bryce Dickinson. Dickinson still backwards up against the outside fence here. Heavy damage there for McNeil, heavy damage for Dickinson, and a big wreck here early on this evening as all that momentum coming back to that number 48 ride. As you'll see, the 13 kind of gets left high and dry down the front straightaway. As he does, he's got nowhere to go. Has to stay down low here. And you're going to see this 48 ride of John McNeil on that inside lane. He's starting to get some runs, starting to get some pushes here from his back bumper. He's coming in a quick hurry to the rear end of this 13. And this is going to stack up that inside lane right here. Watch the 13 ride right here. Kind of gets to the nose. You see the windows and everything else, the flaps start to come up on the 48 ride. That gets him bent out of shape and he gets spun around here by the 47 ride. I do believe that is Isaac Mock, unfortunately going to get into the back bumper here of the 48 ride, and as the 48 kind of just gets in there, they kind of get unbalanced here and they get the pushes in the wrong area, and that's just going to hook this 48 ride up the racetrack straight into the numbers of the E&D Farms Papa Mike Promotions number 84 of Bryce Dickinson. Luckily enough, some pretty good damage there for Bryce, but not as badly as what the 25 ride of McKellar or of McNeil does, and then everyone trying to avoid it, everyone trying to get figured back out here in corner number 2. And we're going to see more contact here. The 25 ride of Brandon Ishkanian in there as well. He's going to get a piece of this one as they all kind of get tied together right here. He goes down onto the apron. The 47 and the 67 come together. Around goes Ty Dickinson, shoving the 82 down the racetrack and into the 25 ride. Luckily enough, the 80 is able to miss that 67 machine. The 80 ride doing a great piece of driving here to try to avoid all these spun around cars. Let's see if we can jump on board here with that 80 machine as he was able to avoid a lot of contact, a lot of tore up race cars right there. Let's see if we can find this 80 ride of Victor Pfluger and jump right on board here with Pfluger as he's going to get a great look at this one as down into corner number 1 right on the back bumper of the 25, and then he's going to see that contact up the racetrack. They all start bouncing around. He's able to just narrowly avoid the 47. The 67 just avoids the 82 right there and somehow makes it through there with very minimal contact. Now, not the same can be said for the 48 ride of John McNeil. Let's watch this here from McNeil's perspective here as you watch him reel in this 31 ride. Actually, is a new number here for number 13 usually of Christian Delgado, and that's how quickly things happen here at Talladega Super Speedway. Is McNeil just trying to get to the back bumper here on this 13 ride, and unfortunately going to make some hard contact here with him right into the back bumper. Then he's going to get hit from behind it right up into Bryce Dickinson, and he's going to go around backwards into that outside fence and look at everyone else scatter and spin around for the aftermath right there as all these competitors going to take their rides down pit side. Everyone looking to get some repairs done. Bryce Dickinson down pit road. John McNeil down there getting heavy repairs done for the 48 ride. Ira Cole is down there getting some work done as well, as we do see Christopher DeWall rolling back out onto the racetrack. Here comes Bryce Dickinson rolling back out there, and Ira Colas as well back onto the speedways. Out in front, the Fallout New Vegas number 75 rider Willie McKellar leads the way as my boy racing Jason Fontaine. Jason coming in, setting it off with the 100-star donation coming in, showing the big love here in this one. The 100 stars says, good luck, boys, out there on the racetrack coming in with the big love here in this one. Frank says, man, Man, yeah, we feel your pain up here, Bryce Bear. We feel your pain, brother, as, man, that's a tough one right there. Just none of your business. Just cruising up there on that outside lane and T-boned at 200 miles an hour out there on the speedway is always a very tough break, always a bad place to be, and unfortunately, heavy damage there for Bryce, heavy damage for McKellar and a lot of our other competitors here this evening. As we got the lights turned off, the official iRacing pace car, that means we'll get them stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here this evening. A huge shout out again to my boy Racing Jason Fontaine coming in with a big love here. We're going to pin that one, the 100-star dono coming in with the big love here this evening. Almost the big D of the day, but Tyson Pankow right now has that big D. The 200-star dono earlier this evening is the big D this afternoon, as Mama Bear says, man as well. Man. Come on, says Momo Bear. This is Momo Bear coming in with the big love, the heart reaction here on the broadcast. Luckily enough for Bryce Dickinson there, that car, pretty good shape still. Quick repairs done to that 84, and he's back out there on the speedway. Doesn't look like too much damage. Didn't look like too much contact, really, except for that inside door for the 84 there, and maybe a little rear end damage there after backing it in there, but not too much damage. The crew was able to go to work, get that car fixed up, and back out there looking pretty tight. Dickinson, who also went around, got very minimal damage there. Same with the 82 of Christopher DeWall. The 16 wide of Brandon Sanfilippo, very minimal contact for him, and Ira Colas as well in that 3 machine. So a lot of these drivers back out there on the racetrack, you know, not really heavily damaged, still able to roll. We do see John McNeil, unfortunately, still down pit side. That car needs extensive work, extensive repairs done to it after getting into that 84 ride. Hard contact there for him in that one, but also hard contact with the outside fence for the 84. Or 48 ride will have him down pit side for an extended period of time, as the pace car going to make the hard left-hand turn back down pit road. That means we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We're going to get ready to duke it out here once again this evening. As down through the tri-oval, like a little bit of a broken up restart right there, is the restart zone all the way down here just on the outside of the tri-oval. So I'm not sure if the admins will take a look at that one. Almost a bit of a jump start by our race leader, but he controls the pace right there, and gonna have things broken up for this restart as the Volt Tech number 75 of McKellar leads the way here. Grango Berry there in second. Then we see that 93 of Zach Lockett in position, number 3 on the speedway. Sean Jensick there in 4th with Brandon Honeycutt now in 5th. Christian Delgado in the 13, but the back bumper since 31. I don't know what number this number 13 ride is anymore. I'm not sure what number Mr. Delgado is, as up the racetrack does go the 93 as Zach Lockett. Lockett going to try to stay there with that 71 ride, is kind of looking like a 2-lane battle starting to brew here once again at the front of the field, as Lockett at the back of the 3-car fight here, as McKellar will lead another lap. But Sean Jensick down low getting shoved here by Brandon Honeycutt and Christian Delgado, working door to door here at the front of the field. Now here comes Victor Pfluger in that 80 machine, going to join that fight at the front of the field. Same with Isaac Mock in the 47. The 67 of Ty Dickinson trying to reel in the back bumper here of Zach Lockett on the outside lane. Ira Cole is going to join the fight, and here comes Bryce Dickinson and Brandon Sanfilippo right there into that fight here at the front as well. Unfortunately, a little farther back, hoping to catch that draft, is the 82 of Christopher DeWald, the 20 ride of Russell Martin Jr., and unfortunately, about 5 seconds back, we do see this number 25 ride of Brandon Ishkanian. Is Ishkanian a little farther back here? Unfortunately, no drafting help for this 25, as he finds himself quite a ways behind the rest of our field. And the 2 cars in front of him, Christopher DeWalt and Russell Martin Jr., I think they're at risk here as well. I think they're a little too far back. They may be without the draft now, and that's going to be a tough break for them, as they're going to fall farther and farther away from our race leaders. As out in front was McKellar, but McKellar choosing to fall back here. He slides all the way back to the rear of that field right there. That 12-car pack at the front of the pack here. He falls to the rear of that, so back into the 12th position. He'll follow in line, and now looking to come down pit side. Oh no, I'm not sure what may have happened right here. He may have gotten a pass-through penalty. Maybe a jump restart right there for that 75 ride of Willie McKellar. He's going to have to make a pass-through penalty here in down pit road. This is a heartbreaker for one of our playoff drivers here this evening, as Sean Jensick will jump out in front. So the number 19 ride at the front of the field here. He leads the way. You see that red banner on the hood of the car? That means that he is in the playoffs. Christian Delgado, also one of the drivers in our playoffs here this evening, just does not have that top banner like you see on Lockett's ride and O'Barry's ride there behind him. So I'm not sure why he doesn't have that, but unfortunately for the mixed-up number 13 ride, the SimMotion.com machine of Delgado, he is one of the playoff drivers, as we will take a look at our playoff standings here in this one. Is Chad Stewart. Are you kidding me, Chad? Chad coming in as well with the 500-star day as well, coming in with the Big D. He says Big D bid off. Let's go, baby. Coming in with the 500-star dono. Coming in with the Big D of the day. The 500-star donation here this evening. Absolutely insane. And Anthony Carp with the like on the stream and the share as well. Tracy and Dorsha, hopefully I'm saying that right, Tracy coming in, dropping that follow on the broadcast, as well as Chad Stewart with the Big D of the day, as Tyler Humphrey says, ugh, rest in peace, McNeil. Yeah, McNeil unfortunately got tore up right there. Nowhere for him to really go after just getting kind of locked in there behind that 13 run, getting a bad push from behind as well, and sent him up into that outside fence. McNeil says, yeah, pass through penalty went too early for the 75 ride of McKellar, and that's why we saw that 75 machine head down pit side and make that green flag pit stop. So a tough break right there for who was our race leader, Willie McKellar. McKellar, I mean, the good news here may be that he can stay on the lead lap here. He is on the lead lap right now. The only issue is he has no drafting help, no drafting partners out there on the racetrack. He's 32 seconds behind our race leaders, but look at this pack. They are battling tough here at the front of the field. A lot of door-to-door action, side by side out there on the speedway. They're pushing and shoving hard out here on the speedway, and you know, anything can happen. We could see another caution flag fly before this field catches that number 75 of McKellar. So McKellar, even though things are looking bleak for him right now in that full tank ride, he is sitting in a half decent position if the caution flag does get displayed. And in the same portion, if he does go a lap down, he's got quite a bit of ways. He's got 11 seconds between himself and Brandon Ishkanian. So if Ishkanian doesn't go a lap down before a yellow flag, then McKellar could be in that free pass position, or he could battle with that lead pack, maybe stay with them and put himself into the free pass position if they can go around this 25. Then they got quite a bit of ways away here in a pair of drivers that are still running fairly decent lap times hooked up together. It's the 82 of Christopher DeWald and that 20 rider Russell Martin Jr. They are both without the draft, but they're working together here. They're only giving up about a second or so every single lap to our race leaders, so without a doubt they shouldn't probably go a lap down here for quite a while longer than Ishkanian and that number 75 of Willie McKellar, who are giving up, you know, 3, almost 4 seconds a lap here without the draft and running by themselves out there on the racetrack. But at the front of the field, it is a dogfight here as Sean Jensick leads the way. The 13 rider, Brandon Honeycutt, going to push him there, and the other 13 of Christian Delgado going to follow right in line down on the bottom side, as the outside lane being led by that 93 of Zach Lockett. So the locked-in Lockett ride, they are in position number 4 now as he battles door-to-door with the 13 of Christian Delgado, as out in front, Honeycutt and Jensick working well together, and they're going to take that inside lane right to the front of the field, and they're going to look to see if they can make this a little bit more of a single file fight. Here at the front of the field is now Ty Dickinson, Bryce Dickinson, and the number 47 ride of Isaac Mock locked up here on the outside groove as the 19 jumps to the outside, and he's going to go right to the rear of the field here, as I'm sure why Sean Jensick decided to try to back himself out of that one. He goes all the way back to the rear of this little bit of a battle here on the speedway, and We'll take him from the front row all the way back to the 11th here. Our top 11 drivers all battling right here in this lead group as DeWald and Russell Martin Jr. farther back here, about 9 seconds away from that tail end of that pack. And then we see Brandon Ishkanian back there in position 14 and William McKellar back here in 15th. And right there in that rear view, you can see our lead pack starting to chase him down. They're starting to hunt him down here in a quick hurry and giving up 3 seconds a lap. They're going to catch him in an instance here. They're going to catch him probably in the next, I would say, lap or two. We're going to see this lead pack catch up to the 75 ride and unfortunately put McKellar a lap down out there on the racetrack. Is McNeil still down pit side? A tough break and a tough hit early in this race for the 48 ride. So the McNeil Media Machine down pit road and parked there on the bottom side of pit lane as out in front. Going to the front of the field, it is the Dickinson boys. Ty Dickinson gonna jump up and take this race lead away. So Ty Dickinson now out in front. Bryce Dickinson right there behind him is the Dickinson brothers. 1 and 2 here on the speedway. Brandon Honeycutt there in third. Delgado and Zach Lockett are top 5 here on the racetrack. And we'll take a look here at our playoff standings. So these drivers in this playoff race looking to try to punch their ticket either on through to the next round with a race win or hoping to gain some good points here above that cut line and being able to work themselves into the next round of the playoffs. It's Joseph Berry. Joseph coming in, drop that like on the stream as well. How are you, Joseph? Joseph coming in, showing the love with that like. As there we go, you get a great look right here at our playoff standings here after last week's race. So on the cut line, you do see Bryce Dickinson just above it. He's 3 points to the good right now, and that means he's got a 3-point advantage between himself and that 9th place driver, Russell Martin Jr. Andrew Hainsley back in 10th, Doug Roth and James Smith also on the outside of the playoff cut line here as well. And no Andrew Hainsley here this evening. No Doug Roth and no James Smith. So I do believe if any of those drivers show up for our elimination race next week, they are going to need a win to advance here in that into the next round. So really the battle is for that 9th and 8th position between Bryce Dickinson and Russell Martin Jr. Bryce looking pretty right now, currently sitting in the 6th spot on the speedway with, unfortunately, you know, Russell Martin Jr. a little farther back here and not in the draft with those walls. So if this one goes clean and green and we don't see another caution flag here throughout the evening, you know, that could be a big heartbreaker right there for the 20 ride. But good news is DeWald right there with him, currently only in that 7th position in the standings. McKellar, who's now a lap down as well in the 75 ride, is only there in 5th, only 17 points to the good. McNeil, who's down pit side and has been there for quite a little while, he is only 18 points to the good. So this race can really mix up our point standings here this evening and for the season here going into that next elimination race with the 48 ride down pit side. That means very minimal points here for John McNeil. McKellar now down a lap here in that 75 ride. He has joined this group at the front of the field, so he's rolling in that free pass position, but they're starting to reel in the 25 ride of Brandon Ishkanian. So if Ishkanian goes a lap down here as well, they could duke it out in battle for that free pass. If we see a caution flag, it could be anyone's game for this lucky dog position between the 25 and the 75 here this evening, especially if we start to get into those green flag pit stops. Russell Martin Jr., Christopher DeWald still knows the tail out here on the speedway, but they're still running about a second, maybe half a second slower than our race leaders, so they're not gaining any ground. They're falling farther and farther behind here, and they're about 13 and a half seconds away from our 11th place driver, Sean Jensick. Will this lead pack continue to put drivers a lap down that aren't in that draft? As here you go, they're going to reel right into our potential lap down driver, the 25 ride of Brandon Ishkanian. He is going to go a lap down, and unfortunately he's going to join that fight for the lucky dog with the 75 ride of Mr. McKellar on the speedway. McKellar looking to steamroll around him here. No drafting help really down to his back bumper for the 25 right. So imagine he's going to slide in behind here of the 12 and the 75 right there. As those two battling for that lucky dog position. McKellar is in that captured seat right now. If a caution flag were to be displayed, he would get that free pass back onto the lead lap, where the 25 right would stay a lap down, biting a wave around of the pace car and not coming down pit side himself. So that's going to be the big difference in what could be a major playoff implication for the 75 of William McKellar here this evening. As now we do see the 25 right. The outside lane starting to become established again. He's going to roll around that 75 right, so move Brandon Ishkanian into that lucky dog position, and the 75 right is now not in that lucky dog spot. Is out in front, it's Brandon Honeycutt. Honeycutt who leads the way with Ty Dickinson. Isaac Mock right there with them. As Isaac Mock jumps to the outside lane there, looking to keep that outside groove rolling here. And he's getting a great shot from Victor Pfluger, as Pfluger all over his back bumper, pushing him to the front of the field. The 25 who is a lap down, helping them out, trying to get them to the front of the pack here, is down low. Brandon Honeycutt kind of cruise control down there on that inside lane, has the pair of Dickinson there on his back bumper. That's Ty Dickinson and Bryce Dickinson. They're in that second and third spot on the inside lane here on the speedway. Staying other than at the front of the field, pretty idle out there on the speedway. Drivers still pushing hard though, as the inside lane starting to break up a little bit more. These drivers kind of spread out here, not getting good shoves, not finding a whole lot of speed down there on that inside lane. That's going to affect them and how they can battle here with that outside groove, as Isaac Mock will lead another lap here at the front of the field. These drivers all battling out here on the speedway. 26 laps in already here this evening. Man, oh man, oh man. These guys have been giving us one heck of a show, one heck of a battle here throughout this race. Already some great battling door to door out there on the speedway, as they are all packed together. We will jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming crank it up. So crank up that volume, cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here this evening with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series. contact out there on the racetrack, and unfortunately heavy damage here for Bryce Dickinson. No caution flag here on the speedway. It is still clean and green here as Bryce Dickinson. Damage rolling here in the middle groove on the racetrack, trying to get this car back down pit side. As we'll take a look back and see what happened here as drivers come together down into the tri-oval. I do believe the 71 rider, Grango Berry, going to get a good piece of this one here, as well as Grango Berry, currently right here in this picture, is in that second spot on the speedway. So Berry rolling in position number 2. Bryce Dickinson's right up into that bumper. Looks like Bryce gets to the outside. O'Berry tries to come up back in front of him. Unfortunately, they get tied together. Grango Berry gets up into the outside fence, then bounces off of it back down into the 84 of Bryce Dickinson. This is going to get them tied up together again. They both get up hard into the outside fence there. Pretty heavy damage for both contenders on the racetrack. Heavy contact up into that outside fence here, and both drivers able to keep on rolling, still going in the right direction, but both drivers having the right front contact here, and unfortunately no caution flag. It stays clean and clean. Both drivers are going to make their way down pit road here, so both cats going to get some work done under green flag conditions. This is a tough break, though, for both Bryce Dickinson and Grango Berry, especially when it comes down to the playoff implications that they have here for Bryce Dickinson here this evening, as this is going to hurt his opportunity to try to work himself into the show as he's in front and give the away. It is the number 93 machine. It's the locked-in Lockett ride of Zach Lockett, who's out in front, but more contact here, a little bit more pushing and shoving, and we do see the number 25 ride, who does find himself still in that free pass position. Shoot down the apron here, slow on the racetrack. The next group going to kind of go right around him here. That's going to move Willie McKellar now into that lucky dog spot on the speedway around the 25. As we stay clean and green here on the speedway, a little single file action out there on the speedway is out in front. Zach Lockett, Ty Dickinson, Christian Delgado, 1, 2, and 3 here on the speedway. And then we see Brandon Honeycutt there in position number 4. Ira Cole is back there in 5th. Brandon Sanfilippo scored in the 6th position with Sean Jensick there in 7th. A little bit of a gap back. We do see the 80 ride of Victor Fluger, who's back here in position number 8. They have lost the draft now with that lead pack. Isaac Mock there on his back bumper. They got about 12 seconds or so between themselves and Christopher DeWald and Russell Martin Jr., who roll there in the 10th and 11th position. And then we see the lap down number 75 right of William McKellar, the lap down 25 of Brandon Ishkanian, and unfortunately it looks like Ishkanian may have lost the draft here once again with that lead pack. Does look like he has lost that draft. So another tough break right there for the 25 right is that contact and him going down onto the apron and having everyone kind of steamroll around him. Losing that draft here unfortunately puts him back in that 13th spot here, and again he is losing time to that lead pack. So that's a good break for Willie McKellar as he's able to kind of keep on rolling here, looking to see if he can try to pick up another spot and put himself, back into that lucky dog spot. So I do believe he is going to be in that lucky dog position, and he's got quite a bit of a gap now between himself and the 25 of Brandon Ishkanian. All the 75 right has to do is not be a part of the next caution flag, and running with this lead pack, there's always a opportunity of that. So if the 75 does get tied up into it, the lucky dog unfortunately gets a null and void. Neither the 75, who is in the caution or is the caution, will not get the lucky dog, and neither would the 25 of Brandon Ishkanian. It's out in front. Things have settled down here between our race leaders as things have been broken up quite a bit. This lead pack is going to add in the 48 ride of John McNeil as McNeil does jump back out onto the racetrack. So good to see the McNeil Media Machine roll back out there onto the speedway. Unfortunately for John McNeil, he is quite a few laps down here and quite a ways back from the field. I mean, 27 laps is going to be impossible to make back here on the evening, especially with only about 30 laps of racing action left to go here this time by the start-finish line. Time for a new pit crew. Oh no, new pit crew, as Bryce says, guess it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, that's a big break and a big upsetty spaghetti right there for Bryce Dickinson. Brother, we feel for you, man. That's another time just kind of trying to keep yourself out of it, just trying to stay out of the way, and unfortunately the contact coming to your front end, and Rango Barry then bouncing off the wall and into you and taking you out with them right there is a tough break and a tough one there for you. You're in this one, Brycey Bear, as Bryce says, got 10 minutes of repairs. It was fun while it lasted, brother. That is a tough break, and that's exactly why Justin says time for a new pit crew. They gotta be better. 10 minutes, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable, Bryce, to have your pit crew have 10 minutes of repairs down pit side. No shot, brother, no shot. You tell them 6 minutes, get me back out there. As Charles Barnes, Mr. Barnes coming in with the like on the stream, coming in showing the big love here in this one, as yeah, that's gonna suck, brother. 10 minutes down pit road. Unfortunately, gonna be so many laps behind. You'll be in the same boat basically as the 48 ride of Mr. McNeil here, as McNeil 27 laps down, almost 30 laps left, less than 30 laps left of this race left to go, and unfortunately gonna be down quite a few laps. Here we go. Some more drivers coming down pit side. Here comes the 82 ride of Christopher DeWalt. DeWalt is going to come down pit road. Now, this may be close to our pit strategy areas. We do see a couple more drivers coming down pit side. So Zach Lockett down pit road. The 48 going to go with them there of John McNeil. So McNeil going to come back down pit side, maybe try to help this 93 out and get a little pit strategy going, as Christopher DeWalt down pit side. He's going to roll off now. Now, the big thing is with him and Russell Martin Jr. kind of breaking up here and not pitting together, that is going to break up their two-car pack to at least try to stay on the lead lap here. Unfortunately, I think this may hurt them more than what they understand, and that is going to probably put both of them maybe a lap down as well here on the speedway, so we'll have to wait and see. We do see Lockett rolling back out there. You see the 71 ride of Rango Barry coming back out as well. Unfortunately for Barry, he is quite a few laps down, and the 48 of McNeil right there with him. He's quite a few laps down as well, trying to get up to speed, trying to stay with those two and maybe try to help them out here on the speedway, getting a little bit of draft going and trying to, maybe stay on the lead lap or close to it, as Ty Dickinson is our new race leader out there on the speedway. Ty out in front has Christian Delgado there on his back bumper, is Delgado in position number 2. And then we see Brandon Honeycutt, Ira Colas, Brandon Sanfilippo, Sean Jensick, our top 6 here on the speedways. Here comes Victor Pfluger. Pfluger down pit road, as well as the 47 of Isaac Mock. The 25 of Brandon Ishkanian down pit side, as well as the Outlaw Raps. Number 25 hits his pit stall. They're going to go to work and try to get this car some fresh tires and some fuel into it and back out there onto the speedway, and hoping to jump out here with pair of his teammates out there on the racetrack, especially this 47 ride of Mock, as they're going to try to work together and hope to try to keep these guys on the lead lap once everything kind of cycles through. As Christian Delgado down pit road, Ty Dickinson going to make his way down pit side as well. The E&D Farms, Papa Mike Promotions, number 67 ride. He'll hit his pit stall, and the crew will go to work refueling that car to get him back out on the speedway. The Fallout New Vegas machine also down pit side here, getting some tires and some fuel into the number 75, and looking to jump back out onto the racetrack is out in front. Brandon Honeycutt able to jump up and take this race lead away, and now with less than 30 laps of this race left to go, we are more than halfway through this feature event. That means we are closer and closer to the checkered flag here this evening. As Mama Bear says, damn it for Bryce. Yeah, a tough break right there for Brycey Bear out there on the speedway, but I'm sure without a doubt we may see him jump back out here. Maybe we'll see him stay up in the booth and try to be the eyes and ears for Ty Dickinson out there on the speedway. We'll have to wait and see if we see Bryce jump back out here and back into the battle here at the front. But nonetheless, man, this has been some good racing, some hard battles out there on the speedway, and each and every one of them fighting here for what could be either a advancement in the playoffs or could potentially just be a big momentum booster here at the end of the season. One of those drivers, Brandon Honeycutt, looking for another momentum booster. Has been very, very fast. Has had some great runs and a win here in the last few races, so Honeycutt feeling good out there on the speedway. I know the 3-machine Ira Colas would love to pick up a win here as well after having a good run in a solid top 3 run not too long ago. Would love to make another trip back up here into the broadcast booth, and would love to get this number 3 back into victory lane here this evening. Brandon Sanfilippo has been looking for his first win here on the season as well as he rolls there in position number 4. And Sean Jensick, no slouch to victory lane, but he would love to gain the extra points and maybe be able to punch his ticket right on through to the next round here and not have to worry about points next Wednesday for our elimination race. As that number 19, you can see on the top of the window net here, you see all the checkered flags that he's picked up already this season, and he's got quite a few of them, and I'm sure he'd love to add a few more stinkers here throughout the rest of our playoffs to that car and trying to make it a very big winner here this year. As out in front, it is Brandon Honeycutt who leads the way, but that second group that's already came down pit side kind of hooked up here again. You do see Christian Delgado, Ty Dickinson, Zach Lockett all right there with this 75 ride. That is McKellar right there with them. Unfortunately for McKellar, he's a couple laps down in that Voltec 75 machine, and the number 48 of John McNeil also multiple laps down here as well, but rolling there with them in this 5-car pack up towards the front of the field. And if they can time it right, if they can make some good pit stops here, we can see if they can try to jump out in front, maybe take this race lead away. Is Sean Jensick back out onto the racetrack here, but Jensick kind of all by his lonesome right here, all by himself, but looking maybe down the back straightaway, he can tag on, get a little draft here off the 20 ride of Mr. Russell Martin Jr. and the 82 of Christopher DeWald. Maybe he can try to keep himself here at the front of the field as Brandon Honeycutt is kind of in the same position here. At least he's got that number 12 ride of Sanfilippo with him. Ira Cole is kind of all by herself as here comes that 5-car pack in a quick hurry, catching up to the back bumper of this number 3 ride. They're going to jump up to the high side, leave that 3 high and dry down low. Unfortunately here for the 3, they're going to need some good locking. Oh no! There's 19 ride of Sean Jensick back down pit road. I'm not sure if he may have gotten a pass-through penalty here. Maybe a mistake down pit side for the 19 ride. Here he comes back down pit road. May have been too fast on entry. And the 19 ride making a pass-through penalty stopped here on the racetrack. Being held down pit road. This is not what you want to see for the 19 of Sean Jensick, as that is going to take him right out of contention, and that'll move Brandon Honeycutt back to the race lead here. So Honeycutt out in front with Brandon Sanfilippo pushing him here, trying to get these two out away from the rest of the field, but that 5-car pack going to chase them down in a quick hurry here on the speedway. Being led by Christian Delgado, Ty Dickinson, and Zach Lockett, 3 of our top 5 there in this fight, as the 75 of McKellar is a couple laps down, and same with the number 48 of John McNeil, multiple laps down there for the 48. This 5-car pack was able to blow the doors off the 3 machine of Ira Colas. That leaves Colas kind of out here, strung out all by himself here this evening, as Ira in that good wrench number 3. No drafting help, no pushing partners out there on the speedway, and no draft. That means they are running multiple seconds slower than our race leaders right now on the racetrack. And we see this 3-car pack a little farther back, about 20 seconds behind our race leaders. That's Victor Pfluger, Isaac Mock in the 25 of Brandon Ishkanian. They're in position number 13 on the speedway. They are still out here, still rolling, still looking strong. Unfortunately, they're going to need a caution flag to kind of reel back in our race leaders in the 25. We're going to need a lucky dog and maybe a pass through or something to try to get this 25 right back onto the lead lap here this evening. And then we see Sean Jensick back out onto the racetrack as well. Jensick, unfortunately, a lap or multiple laps down now in that 19 ride. Same with McKellar, as McKellar, actually I do believe McKellar's back on the lead lap. It's showing me, is he back on the lead lap? I think he's back on the lead lap here, ladies and gentlemen, because he's pushed to the front of the field. So that's the only reason why he's back on the lead lap, is he is leading this pack now. As the 13 ride and the rest of that group caught up to the 13 of Mr. Brandon Honeycutt and Brandon Sanfilippo, as the Brandons working together here. They get passed by that 5-car pack, and out in front goes the 75 ride of McKellar. We saw McKellar leading this race before our first restart of the evening, where he ended up with a penalty on the racetrack, a pass-through penalty for the 75 after a early jump down through the tri-oval, and unfortunately jumping the restart even as our race leader way before the Geico restart zone. That ends up putting him for a pass-through. Trying to stay on the lead lap, trying to keep himself up here and out of trouble, but not too far in front of this pack, as these 7 drivers kind of all working together out there on the racetrack. They're still battling for the race win here this evening. Right now, it is that 93 is Zach Lockett at the front of the field. He's got a little bit of a gap here, a little bit of a buffer, so the 75 that's in front of him, he's trying to stay on the lead lap. The 48 of McNeil that's right there behind him is multiple laps down. The 13 of Christian Delgado, the 4th car in line, is our race leader, with Ty Dickinson, Brandon Honeycutt, and Brandon Sanfilippo, our top 5 here on the Speedway. Ira Colas back there in 6th, no drafting help, and falling multiple seconds back here every single lap of that lead pack. Victor Pfluger, Isaac Mock, and the 25 ride, who's multiple laps down as well. And now that number 19 is Sean Jensick, all trying to work together here, trying to get lined up. They're actually running some pretty good, pretty consistent laps out there on the Speedway themselves, where they're not really losing any time to our lead pack, but they're also not gaining any time to our lead pack here. They are about 14 seconds or so behind Brandon Sanfilippo, our 5th place driver here. So unfortunately, they're going to need a little bit more help, a few more drivers to kind of jump into this fight here and try to work up and catch that lead pack, but they may not even have enough time for that unless a big caution flag is displayed. There's only 18 more laps left to go, as Bryce Dickinson says, no shot, I'm in the tower for Ty. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Hey, brothers helping brothers. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You got wrecked out. Now you can try to hop up there and maybe give some calls and help Ty out here on the Speedway, and maybe put that 67 ride up into victory lane. As Matt Taylor, my boy Matty, coming in showing the love, says, get it, Ty Dickinson, cheered on Sweet Tea himself out there on the Speedway. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button on the stream, hit that share, hit that follow, and hit that subscribe button, as these drivers put on one heck of a show for us here this evening. And you see our lead pack starting to catch up to another set of drivers trying to stay on the lead lap. That's Russell Martin Jr. in the pink number 20, the 82 of Christopher DeWalt, both still on the lead lap, trying to keep it that way. But here comes that lead pack looking to put them a lap down out there on the Speedway. And unfortunately for Greg Goberry, after getting tied up and into the outside fence with the number 84 of Bryce Dickinson, ends up quite a few laps down here, as you do see this field kind of getting a little bit more broken up. Right there's a couple of different strategy calls there. The 82 pulls up in front of that second lane, really bust up that top 5. That's really slowing all these drivers down that were in that lead group. They're still trying to figure out a way to get around him. Tom Dickinson jumps up to the outside here, hoping to get hooked up with the 13 of Brandon Honeycutt and the number 93 and 48, as well as Locked in Lock. You're going to lead another lap. Those drivers that were on the lead lap are now a lap down, and the 71 of O'Berry goes another lap down there as well. So a heartbreaker there for him, as we do see Sean Jensick making another trip down pit side, and Jensick down pit side here in the 19 is going to take his car back behind the wall and off the Speedway. So Sean Jensick out of here. He's going to call it right there. So Jensick out of this race now. He's stuck in that car behind pit wall. That is a tough break for the number 19 machine here this evening, as out in front the locked-in Lockett ride of Zach Lockett continues to lead the way in the Hart Warriors. Number 93. We saw the 94 of John Fowler supporting this ride and running this ride a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, John and his family have been going through some rough times here over the last few weeks. A few family members unfortunately running into health issues, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire, Fowler family and connecting families and everything else, and hope that everything comes out for those families. And we love that Zach Lockett able to jump in and throw that paint scheme on and support and help and bring the love here to John Fowler and show that that car is still going to be out there on the racetrack, and that the league has his back here this evening and giving him that love out there on the speedway. Is the locked-in Lockett, number 93, looking to still lead the way, but Brandon Honey got a good run there on the outside groove, as it's a 10-car pack here now at the front of the field. This 10-car pack is slowly but surely kind of rolling out here and running away with this race. Is a little farther back, we see that 6th and 7th place drivers now, and the 8th place driver, Ira Colas, right there as well in that 3 machine. They have lost that lead group, and they have for quite a while, but they're still rolling back here, trying to hunt them down, trying to catch up to them, but unfortunately, they are not really running any quicker lap times. If anything, they're actually losing just a little bit of time here to that lead pack. Even though they're door to door and racing side by side at the front of the field, they are not catching up to these drivers here battling at the front of the field. So this front of the field right now, even though there's 10 cars in there, there's 5 cars that are a lap down. There's 5 cars that are still on the lead lap battling for tonight's win. One of those being that 13 ride out in front of the field. That's Brandon Honeycutt right there behind him, the number 67 of Ty Dickinson. The 93 of Zach Lockett, third in line there on the bottom side. They are all still on the lead lap battling for the win here this evening. To the outside lane, you do see the 12 ride of Brandon Sanfilippo and the other 13 of Christian Delgado. Both of those competitors are also still on the lead lap. Both drivers are also trying to battle and win here tonight. Looks like the 12 ride may get left high and dry here as the 13 jumps down low. Now he's going to try to catch a little draft here off the 71 and the 20 of Russell Martin Jr. as the 12 ride, unfortunately on the outside lane here, looking to try to tag on to the back bumper of the 75 of McKellar out there on the speedway. Greg Goberry's going to slide right up in front of him there and take that middle lane. Is out in front. And Zach Lockett once again. So locked in Lockett back out in front. Brandon Honeycutt right there to his back bumper. Brandon Sanfilippo, Ty Dickinson, Christian Delgado, our top 5 here on the speedway. Almost 20 seconds back, you see our 6th place driver there in position. Number 6 is the 80 machine of Victor Pfluger. The 47 of Isaac Mock there in position number 7. The 40 machine of Ira Colas back here in position number 8 as McKellar is in that 9th position. He's currently in that free pass spot here on the speedway. Russell Martin Jr. also a lap down there in 10th. The 82 of Christopher DeWall, unfortunately losing that lead draft here once again, and the 82 ride unfortunately falling farther behind here, and he is in a he's only a lap down out there on the racetrack, but with no push and help out here on the speedway, he's at risk of potentially going another lap down here before he knows it, or before this checkered flag may fly. But he's not too far away, but a straightaway back of our lead pack there, so he may stay one lap down here until that checkered flag or a caution flag potentially. The 25 ride of Brandon Ishkanian back here in 12th with Sean Jensick off the speedway. Our 14th place driver, Greg Goberry, rolling there in this lead group. Unfortunately, multiple laps down there for that number 71. And then we see Bryce Dickinson still down pit side in the Papa Mike Promotions END Farms Peacemaker Racing Team ride. Down pit side, John McNeil back out there. Multiple laps down here for the McNeil Media number 48 ride as he rolls in about the 16th position in 28 laps down now for that 48 machine. But he's there helping, pushing this number 93 ride at the front of the field. as the lock-in, lock-it ride continues to lead the way. The laps continue to get clicked down with 10 laps left to go. 9 this time by. We're going to take a... Oh, no, we're not. There's some contact. Hard damage right there. No caution flag on the speedway. Brandon Sanfilippo is going to slide down pit road here. Christian Delgado, he gets tied up in this as well. He stopped here on the speedway. He's going to probably stay there looking for that caution flag. He's got ample time. There's the yellow. Caution flag is now on the racetrack here as we'll take a look and see what happens as looks like again, just looks like a little contact right here down the bottom side. I'm not sure if it's just a bad push here between the 13 of Brandon Honeycutt and the 12 of Sanfilippo, but right here you see the 13 kind of go towards the middle, the 12 right down low. They both try to come back to each other's bumpers. They kind of go over top of each other there and kind of just hooks the 12 right up into the 71 of Grango Berry. Sends this number 12 back down the racetrack. Who's going to collect Ty Dickinson here. Ty Dickinson in the E&D Farm 67 ride. Trying to save it. Gets up into the outside fence. Pretty good right front damage there for that 67 ride. And you see Christian Delgado here. Let's take a look from Delgado's perspective in this number 13 machine and see what happens here for him as he's behind that 67 ride, and all of a sudden he's got the 12 parked right on top of him here, and he goes sliding down 12 into the inside fence there. The 13 comes back up onto the racetrack, and then that car gets looped around sideways on the racetrack, and once he gets stopped there on the speedway, the caution flag does get displayed here once he's pointed in the wrong direction, and the 82 chasing them down, and as number 82 of Christopher DeWald slides on through there, the caution flag will be displayed. So a big caution flag right there. That's going to bring a lot of these drivers back into the battle here at the front of the field. And I do believe that the 20 ride of Russell Martin Jr. is potentially in that free pass position. So Russell Martin Jr. may get that wave around back onto the lead lap here this evening. And back into the battle here. Now that's good news for Russell Martin Jr. as that's more positions that he can gain out there on the racetrack. But that is bad news for Bryce Dickinson, who now finds himself back in 16th, and a lot of laps down here tonight for Brycey Bear, and unfortunately that may take him out of that 8th and final playoff position here. As you see the standings, you see where all these drivers are rolling right now, and we'll take a look here at our playoff standings on the screen. Let's take a look here as right there. So Christian Delgado, quite a few points ahead. Same with Sean Jensick and Grango Berry here before this evening's race. Now, John McNeil, 18 points to the good, back in the 15th position. William McCallum, a lap down, rolling though in and around the 10th position, so not sitting too badly. Zach Lockett leading the way here, sitting pretty, looking to see if he can just punch his ticket right on through to our next round of the playoffs. Christopher DeWald, he's down a lap. He's back in about that 11th spot on the speedway. And Bryce Dickinson, who's back in 16th and currently still down pit side in multiple laps down, over 27 laps behind here this evening in that 16th position. And then Russell Martin Jr., who just got that free pass, finds himself here in the 8th position on the racetrack. So could see these points really shake up quite a bit, whether or not it's Bryce Dickinson falling below that red line, Russell Martin Jr. jumping over it, but there could be more drivers that have ran into issues here this evening that are going to be falling back as well. That could potentially make this a tight fight right down to the very end of this second round of our NASCAR playoffs here this evening. We'll get them ready to rock and roll. We'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments. We'll get a quick word in from our sponsors over at Scary Strokes.
Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini-golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP Party Pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters.
Alrighty, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, we ride on board here with Ty Dickinson. You see the damage to the 67 ride. That wheel turn hard to the right already, so it is off center, it's off kilter, and unfortunately pretty good damage still to the 67 ride as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Out in front, the 93 down through the Geico restart zone. Zach Lockett at the front of the field. Isaac Monk there in second, gonna try to roll right here with them. Down low on the bottom side of the speedway, Brandon Honeycutt there in position number 3, trying to get lined up here. He's got Victor Fluger there to his outside. Ira Cole is right there in this fight, as well as the top 5 start to split away here. Has that number 13 of Christian Delgado trying to reel them in a quick hurry. He's got that 75 of McKellen there to his back bumper. See all these other drivers trying to battle right here. Unfortunately for Ty Dickinson, back in the 8th position. That damage there to the right front, still very heavy contact that he was in, and unfortunately that right front too busted up. No speed out of the 67 ride, but going to stay out there on the speedway. No draft and help, and unfortunately loses that lead back in a quick hurry, but with minimal laps left to go, might be able to stay on the lead lap, may be able to keep himself in the picture here for a solid top 8 run on the evening. Is out in front. Things are looking a little bit more treacherous and a little bit more like Talladega Super Speedway as 3 wide racing here around the racetrack. These drivers battling hard at the front of the field with only 4 more laps left to go. It's anybody's race. That's still on the lead lap. That's still up here at the front of the field, ready to duke it out, ready to go to battle here this evening as Ira Coles and Brandon Honeycutt trying to get hooked up here on that 3rd lane. You see the 20 ride of Mr. Russell Martin Jr. trying to jump up here and join that 3-wide fight at the front of the field as Isaac Mock going to jump up and take this race lead away. So the 47 on the outside groove is going to jump out in front. Victor Fluger there in position number 2. Zach Lockett, the locked-in Lockett ride, rolls there in position number 3 for Brandon Honeycutt. There in position number 4. Ira Colas in that 5th spot with Christian Delgado, Russell Martin Jr. and Ty Dickinson rounding out our lead lap contenders here on the speedway. Top 8 still on the lead lap. Brandon Ishkanian is unfortunately a lap down. So the 25 ride is a lap down here in this fight towards the front of the field. Christopher DeWald, William McKellar, all multiple laps down here as well. Brandon Sanfilippo still down pit side in the 12 ride scene with Bryce Dickinson, Grango Berry, Sean Jensick, and then we see the 48 of John McNeil also in this fight towards the front of the field. Out in front, the number 47 of Isaac Mock will see another lap get clicked down, and he sees 2 more laps left to go here in this one. As Ty Dickinson sends car, big broke, Ty, big sad. That's a tough break right there, Ty. Big break, big tough break for the 67 rider, Ty Dickinson. Having a great run, great race all night long. Unfortunately, another Dickinson run, another driver here this evening. Just wrong place, wrong time, getting tied up in some contact and getting some heavy damage there to his ride. And out in front is the TWRS machine at the front of the field. It's Isaac Mock looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here this evening. His teammates trying to work with him here. The 80 of Pfluger, the number 25, who's a couple laps down there. That is Mr. Brandon Ishkanian in position number 3 right there on the racetrack. Unfortunately, he's a lap down back in the 8th position. But here comes Russell Martin Jr. Russell Martin Jr. looking to go from 9th in the points to maybe punching his ticket into the A-main or into the next round of the playoffs. But Zach Lockett says not today. He's going to jump up into the middle here. I thought maybe they would work together to try to figure out a way to beat this 47 and 80 ride here this afternoon. The 80 ride going to stay to the outside lane. Here comes Lockett down low. It's a great run, but contact back there behind him. No push and help to his back bumper. The 25 ride pushing. The 80 is down out of quarter number 4 into the tri-oval for the final time here this evening. Down through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4. It's a drag race back to the line, in the 47 of Isaac Mock will pick up the checkered flag here at Talladega Super Speedway. Mock gonna get it done as they're wrecking and crashing back here behind him. Victor Pfluger gonna come home in second, and Zach Lockett gonna come home in position number 3. Ira Cole is there in 4th with Russell Martin Jr., Brandon Honeycutt, Christian Delgado, Brandon Ishkanian, Christopher DeWald, and William McKellar rounding out our top 10. Ty Dickinson, Brandon Sanfilippo, Grango Berry, Sean Jensick, John McNeil, and Bryce Dickinson rounding out the field. But it's the 47 ride of Isaac Mock who's going to pick up the checkered flag here in this one and pull this 47 into victory lane. A great run and a great race here for the 47 ride this evening as he'll pull that Toyota Camry up onto the front straightaway, and he'll get ready to burn down the house after picking up the win here this evening. So give it up here for Isaac Mock as he gets the job done. He finds his way into victory lane and picks up the dub this evening. A great run, great race, great drive, a lot of fun here by all the drivers. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button. That way you never miss any of the racing action here on Peacemaker Gaming. Out in front, you see that 47 Isaac Mock burning down the house after picking up this evening's checkered flag from Talladega Super Speedway. Great run, great drive there from the Odom, Georgia number 47 ride, and man, great run, great performance there for him, and great finish here this evening for all of these competitors. So we'll get ready to pull our top 3 into the broadcast booth here. We do see Pfluger and Lockett already in there. There's our race winner. So we're going to pull our race winner into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. Hey, Isaac, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. A good copy?
Yeah, what's up, fellas?
Not much, Isaac, man. A great run and a great drive here this evening as you pull that 47 right up and into victory lane here at Talladega Super Speedway. Man, take us back through this one. A little bit of an up and down, a little bit of a question mark here throughout the middle portion of this race after having to come down pit side, make those green flag pit stops. You find yourself right there hooked up with your teammates, a 3-car pack. You pick up a couple others, so you're able to kind of hold pace with that lead pack, just waiting, hoping to see that caution flag. That way you guys could get back into the fight here at the front of the field. And luckily enough, you were able to see that caution flag fly, and you guys get lined back up together on the outside groove and push you right down to the checkered flag. Man, take us back through this race and how this all played out for you.
First I want to say thank the Lord, and I'm praying for everybody up in North Carolina and Florida with these hurricanes, man. They've been terrible storms in Georgia and Florida. I said Florida, but Georgia as well. And my teammates, man. Victor and Ish are the greatest guys you can ask for to have as teammates and fellow racers. So it was awesome, man. I got turned by the teammate who helped me win this thing, but we stayed together. We fell together, we win together. So we got back packed up, and we just had to manage staying on the lead lap to give ourselves a chance. And then I knew the top line was going to be dominant here at the end with so few cars that once you go to the inside, the runs can't generate as well. And if they do, you just kind of side draft and get yourselves back out. So being able to stay out front and lead this thing was awesome. And we would have had a little bit better chance with Victor. I was trying to help him manage his temps, but we couldn't do it at the end. So he got a little hot there at the end, and thought with Lockett coming low that he would actually probably beat me to the line. So I don't have any idea how I won this thing, but so thankful. It was an absolutely blast to be here with these guys. These guys are top notch, and the racing is top notch. And that first wreck, couldn't manage the runs well, and I hate that happened and that early when I'm trying to make my name for myself here still. So want to say sorry to anybody involved, especially with playoff runs and going right now. So but again, I had an amazing race. I'm so happy here.
Absolutely, brother. A great run and a great drive here for you in this one, as you got a couple lucky breaks out there with that caution flag, and obviously not a whole lot of cars left on the lead lap. Really opened up the door for you guys to kind of get lined up again and work well together. And late runs there by Lockett and Ira Colas and everything else kind of got held up by some of the side drafting there by your teammates, and Pfluger able to hang on to position number 2 there as well on the speedway, and able to trying to battle with you there to the line. Unfortunately, no one was able to get to you. No one was able to beat you here this evening at Talladega as you pull this 47 ride up into victory lane. Isaac, who would you like to thank, man, for such a great run and great performance here this evening?
You guys for putting on a show for us to be able to be here. The admins and everyone at the league, we found us a little home here, and it's been an absolute blast. Everybody, Wayne Gosselin Racing, Victor and Ish and Cullen and Dwayne, my family and friends, my lovely wife who absolutely lets me come do this on a weeknight, and everybody at Team Watson Racing Setups, especially James, some of the best guys. Go get you guys some setups, and that's about it, fellas. Thank you.
Beauty. Well, Isaac, a great run, a great drive here this evening. Hopefully we'll see you back out here for some more of these Cup Series races with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series before the end of the season, man. And maybe, a couple more trips up here into the broadcast booth before the end of the season, and making your name, as you said, for yourself, trying to make sure that you can kind of get locked in and get your ticket into being one of these drivers that will be able to join us here next season for Season 2 of the Slingshot Sim Racing Series.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely, Isaac. Enjoy the rest of your evening and don't party too hard down there in Victory Lane.
You know it. Whoop.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our race winner, the number 47 of Isaac Mock, as Mock picks up the win and pulls himself up here into victory lane. He's burning down the house at Talladega Super Speedway as we'll get ready to pull in our second place finisher, his teammate, the 80 ride of Victor Pfluger, as we'll get ready to pull Pfluger up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Victor, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad, Victor, man. A great run and a great drive here for you. We just talked to your teammate, the winner here this evening, Isaac Mock, and obviously he was pretty psyched picking up the win here and took us through some of that strategy throughout the middle portion of this race as you guys kind of were broken away from the pack there. You guys kind of had to really work together, stay locked up there, and make sure that you kind of didn't miss a mark out there to kind of keep yourselves in contention here if that caution flag came out. Luckily enough, that caution flag does come out. You guys are able to get lined back up again, work well together to get to the front of the field, and we heard you were running into some overheating issues there, so you couldn't quite push your teammate to the line, but he was able to jump down, throw a couple blocks on Zach Lockett, pick up the win, and you were able to still come home with a solid second place drive with the 25. Your other teammate right there on your back bumper.
Yeah, it's almost a storybook night for us. It really was awesome to be able to work together with these team watching guys and Wild Gosling Racing. It's a lot of fun to be on this team, work with these guys week in, week out. They're starting to be just as much family to me as anyone else. So really great group of guys, and awesome to be able to see Isaac get a win tonight. That was worth it.
Absolutely, definitely worth it, and definitely, hopefully, a lot of fun out there on the Speedway, especially, through that beginning portion where we see everyone tied together, door to door for so many laps. Obviously, a couple caution flags, a couple broken up restarts, and then a couple, set of green flag pit stops there, kind of busting this one kind of wide open there for a little while, and just having a few cars duking it out there towards the front of the field with some lap traffic for the win until that caution flag was displayed and brought you guys right into the picture, and all of a sudden you guys just jump up and run away with it and come home with a solid 1-2 finish here for the Team Watson Racing Setups team here this evening, man. Victor, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this evening?
Yeah, first things first, guys, say thank you to Team Watson Racing, the guys at Wild Gosling for being awesome teammates. Ish stuck with us all night and really was huge in helping this one pull off. Want to say hi to my kids at home, my wife who puts up with me doing this on weeknights, and hi to mom and dad.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Victor, a great run, a great drive here for you this evening. Hopefully, more and more opportunities for you to join the Premium Series here with the Slingshot Sim Racing League, and hopefully, more trips for you here before the end of the season up here into the broadcast booth.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Look forward to talking to you again.
Absolutely, Victor. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and don't party too hard down there in victory lane with your teammate.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, the 80 ride of Victor Pfluger, coming home here in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for the 80 machine. As Victor comes home in second, we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, one of our playoff drivers here this evening. It's Locked In Lockett. Zach Lockett coming home in position number 3. Let's pull Lockett up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Zach, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Hey, gotcha.
Zach, man, a pretty good run, a pretty solid effort for you all evening long. What did you need there late in this race as you guys were trying to battle, trying to find a way to jump up here and beat those TWRS rides here this evening?
Yeah, I just needed, I guess, a few more cars in the field. I mean, it was hard to generate those big runs there towards the end, and I got to give a big shout out to all my teammates. I know most of them were laps down here tonight, got involved in some accidents, but were there to help me towards the end. I really thought this was going to be the one for me tonight, but those guys, they did a good job, generated a big run there at the end, and were able to put it all together. But yeah, I think maybe a little bit more chaos, a few more cars could have helped out, but is what it is. Definitely happy with the finish, but really thought I'd be sitting in victory lane tonight, so kind of bummed about that.
Absolutely, but anytime you can come to Talladega and still keep this car in one piece and roll it up onto the trailer means that you had yourself a pretty good day as you were able to avoid all the chaos, a lot of that carnage there, keep this car in one piece, and keep yourself at the front of the field, man, leading a lot of laps, battling there at the end and battling at the front of the field for most of this race, and obviously not wanting to see that caution flag as you guys were kind of broken away from all those Team Watson rides that were quite a few seconds back there behind you. It was about a 4-car, 5-car battle there on the lead lap at the front of the field for, good handful of laps after that caution flag. And then, they kind of really gave you guys a little bit better of an opportunity, maybe just to duke it out, settle it out between you guys until that late race caution flag was thrown, man. Definitely, probably not what you really wanted to see.
No, like I said, I had a few of my teammates up there who were, they were laps down, so they were just going to push me to the win, kind of act as bodyguards there, which would have been funny. But it was, yeah, I think we really had it in the bag. But yeah, late race caution, I totally understand. It's Dega, side drafts and all that kind of stuff are going to get more aggressive the later we go in the race. And totally, understand the late race caution. But yeah, definitely would have liked to seen that go green there at the end, executed. Good pit stop, good green flag pit stop, and really just was pushing well all night and taking push as well. And definitely thought I'd be sitting in victory lane. But like I said, good effort and happy to be here.
Absolutely. Now, how do you feel going into this next race known as an elimination race? You were able to survive Talladega, come home in third here this evening. You earned yourself some pretty good points and, maybe sitting a little bit more comfortable going into this next elimination race, trying to punch your ticket into the next round of the playoffs.
Yes, third last week. So back-to-back third places finishes. Really feel comfortable going into Charlotte. I'm mile and a halfs are my bread and butter. So looking to put together another good finish there. I think we'll be able to advance to the next round, and then we go to my favorite track, which is Las Vegas. So looking forward to the next 2 weeks. After that, it kind of gets a little dicey for me. Homestead, Martinsville, and then the championship at Phoenix. We'll see about that, but looking to put together a good race at Charlotte and then start off that round of 8 with a good race at Las Vegas and maybe a victory. We'll see. But yeah, I feel good about the next 2 races at least. Like I said, mile and a half, bread and butter, and we'll worry about the last 3 races when we get there.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we look forward to seeing how they all play out for you. But who would you like to thank for such a great run and great triumph here this evening?
Yeah, again, got to thank everyone at Victory Motorsports and Red Sea Racing. It didn't go really as planned. A lot of guys off the lead lap, but still were able to come back out and help where they were needed and put together good finishes. I really wish it went better for them, but thankful for them and for how we raced together. It's been great racing with all of them. I want to thank John Ross, Ron, Russ as well for putting on the league. Really appreciate them keeping everything intact here. You, of course, for broadcasting the league, but I got to give a couple special shout outs here to first my new fiance proposed on Sunday. So got a exciting thing happened last week. Really excited to be marrying the love of my life here soon. Appreciate her letting me race multiple nights a week and take time away to do what I love here as well with sim racing. And then I got to give a huge shout out to John Fowler and his little cousin MJ, racing the car here for him this week. That's a special thing to me is kids who are heart warriors and who are sick. Really, it just breaks my heart whenever you see little kids going through things like that. And I know John couldn't be with us here for the next few weeks, so wanted to at least be able to showcase this beautiful scheme and support a great cause. So thinking of MJ, thinking of all the little heart warriors out there, and wanted to bring it home to victory lane for him tonight, but we'll move on to next week.
Absolutely, Zach. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth and maybe a couple spots better and in victory lane yourself.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Absolutely, you as well. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher. Locked in Lockett, Zach Lockett coming home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there for the number 93 machine here this evening. As Mushmouth says, just got done streaming some Half-Life myself, and now I'm here to show my support for Frets for Pets and Trench if he's out here this time. No, he wasn't out here this time, but I appreciate that, Mushmouth, coming in, showing the love here, and hopefully you had yourself a wonderful stream. Hopefully you had some fun playing Half-Life. Did I read that right the first time? Hopefully I did. Half-Life. I thought it was me. High Life. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Half-Life is. I may have to check that out. I may have to check it out. Is it on Steam, or is it like an Xbox exclusive, PlayStation exclusive? I have to check it out. Maybe YouTube will have something for me to check out and see what it's like, see what it is. Maybe we'll play that someday, but I'm not 100% sure. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, that's going to do it for us here this evening, man. A lot of great racing action, a little bit of craziness, and a little bit of late race magic here for Isaac Mock as he's able to find his way into victory lane and put himself into the winner's circle here at Talladega Super Speedway. Is that will bring it to a close here this evening for our Slingshot Sim Racing Series, and you can't thank everyone for tuning in, all the fans in the stands coming in, showing the love with the likes, the comments, the shares. I appreciate each and every single one of you, any of the new followers, any of the new subscribers. Welcome to the Peacemaker family, welcome to the Peacemaker crew once again, and to everyone that's tuning in. It's not too late. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button right now. Do it right now. As Mushmouse says, you've got a great announcer voice, man. I appreciate that. Mr. Coming in to show the big love. Hey, listen, we try our best up here in the booth. We try to make sure we can, be, for the most part, pretty decent here with the announcing and being able to make calls and everything else, and put on a good show for all the fans in the stands, and make sure that everyone has a good time and enjoys their time here on Peacemaker Gaming. And as long as we can make a few people smile each and every single day, man, then that's mission accomplished, and that's goals accomplished here on Peacemaker Gaming. It's all about trying to make people smile, trying to make people's days that much better. And right now, I mean, people need it more than ever. And as Victor and Zach and everyone was saying, man, our hearts and our prayers are going out to everyone right now, throughout Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, man. Our hearts and prayers are out to everybody affected there by Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton that's going through right now, man. It's absolutely devastating, and I hope the best for everybody. And I hope if you were in Florida, around Florida, anywhere near there, man, there was obviously all the tornadoes that tore through earlier today and tore up a lot of that southeastern portion of Florida, and then obviously the hurricane going through there as well, just creating tons and tons of destruction here this evening. And if you were in that area, hopefully you got out, hopefully you got safe, man. That is definitely not a place you want to be, and hopefully everyone is okay and safe, and no, nothing bad. We can replace a house, we can replace cars, we can fix roads and infrastructure and everything else, but you can't bring people back. So our prayers are out for everybody, every family, man, and everything else. But listen, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, everyone coming in, showing the love here all evening long, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow evening for probably some games tomorrow afternoon. We'll probably hop on, maybe do a little PGA, maybe a little racing ourselves, maybe we'll jump into some Half-Life, or who knows what we'll get into, but we may jump into, anything, out there that we can play. I don't know, maybe it's Call of Duty or Fortnite, who knows what we may jump in and do throughout the afternoon to bring some more content, some more action here to all the fans in the stands at Peacemaker Gaming. And then, obviously, we got some racing to do tomorrow night. We got some more racing tomorrow as the 358 Modifieds hit the dirt track. I'm not sure exactly which track we go to, but nonetheless, it's going to be a good show, a great show, and we look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys in here and cheering those guys on. But thank y'all for tuning in here tonight, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
In the digital world he shines bright, full send all day and all night, conquering realms with all his might. Peacemaker's here to make it right. Through the controllers battles begun, every click, every move he's won, streaming wisdom under the sun. Victory's anthem just has begun. Peacemaker gaming all day, send it full, don't sway. In the virtual lands we play, leading the charge in our own way. Pixels and wires, his domain, glory found in every campaign, shelter from reality's strain. With Peacemaker there's no pain. Peacemaker's name is known. Eyes on screens, dreams he weave. In his world you can't believe. Through the levels, never leave. The magic of gaming we perceive. Peacemaker, gaming all day. Send it full, don't sway. In the virtual lands we play, leading the charge in our own way. Pixels and wires is domain. Glory found in every candle lane. Shelter from reality strain. With Peacemaker there's no pain. Battles fought in every zone. From his chair he's never alone. Full send on the audio tone. Peacemaker's name is known. Eyes on screen, strings he weaves. In his world you can believe. Through the levels never leave. The magic of gaming we perceive. Fought in every zone. From his chair he's never alone. Full send on the audio tone. Peacemaker's name is known.